was answered. Austina Shaker stood in front of her bookmobile with her arms folded across her chest. Her right foot jutted out, and she leaned back into her stance, as if waiting for the perfect moment to throw a punch. Despite her bright pink cardigan and eyeglasses perched on the end of her nose, she looked more like a street fighter, ready to go 10 rounds with her opponent, than a rural county librarian. The Amish man standing across from her appeared just as fierce, but I would categorize his look as more of an angry pilgrim than a street fighter. It was as if the crossing on the Mayflower hadn't agreed with him. Rachel's horse came to a stop, and I hopped out. Oliver joined me, although he checked the area for incoming birds first. Oliver hated birds. Behind me, Rachel said, "Angie, I don't think you should—" I glanced over her shoulder. "I won't get involved, don't worry." My best friend sighed. She knew I was lying to her, and to myself, if I thought that was true. From the doorway to the schoolhouse, children stared open-mouthed at the arguing pair. Their wide-eyed teacher, a young red-headed girl who didn't look a day over 16, watched with them. The Amish man pointed a bony finger at Austina.
"You have no right to be here. I strictly forbade you from coming. You have to leave the schoolyard immediately."
Austina snorted. "You can't tell me what to do. I'm not a member of your church." Rachel joined Oliver and me. We stood at the edge of the playground about 4 yards from where Austina and the Amish man argued. Austina was facing us, and I could see every expression that crossed her face. I saw only the back of the man's head. He stood erect as if there was a board hidden under his navy coat, and his black felt hat sat perfectly straight on his head. "Do you know who the man is?" I whispered to Rachel. My friend nodded. "That's Bartholomew Belier. He's the bishop of the strictest Old Order district in the county." I frowned. Do I know anyone in that district? Joseph Walker was a member. She watched me out of the corner of her eye. I grimaced. Joseph Walker was an extremely conservative Old Order Amish man I'd met when I'd first moved to Holmes County, and who I'd later found dead in the stockroom of my quilt shop. I didn't have a lot of good memories where Joseph Walker was concerned. The bishop glowered at Austina.
"You're interfering with the members of my church, and you have no right to do it. I, with God's guidance, am the one who should be telling them how to live, not the books you insist on giving them."
"You act like I'm peddling vacuums door to door. Your church members come to me. They ask for them. All I'm doing is providing books to patrons to read. It's my job."
"It's disrespectful to our culture."
The librarian arched her left eyebrow. "I will not censor. Now, I think it's time for you to leave." The bishop shook with anger. His hands balled into fists. He wouldn't hit her. It was not the Amish way. At least, I hoped he wouldn't. Austina stuck out her chin as if inviting a blow from Bartholomew. Slowly, he relaxed his hands, and his arms fell loosely at his sides. His voice was low.
"You will be sorry you ever drove that monster,"
he pointed at the bookmobile,
"into my district. You think you have the English law on your side, but I have got on mine. We will see who has the last word when this comes to an end."
He stomped away, straight for Rachel and me. We jumped to the side, and Oliver dove under the teeter-totter. Bartholomew didn't even acknowledge us. His pockmarked face was molten red. I suspected he saw red, too. The young schoolteacher and children in the doorway jumped back into the schoolhouse and closed the door. Austina smiled, as if his threat meant nothing to her, and she hadn't single-handedly run him out of the schoolyard herself. After a moment, she noticed Rachel and me hovering nearby. Her round face broke into a smile. If I hadn't witnessed it myself, I would have never known she'd been yelling at someone just a moment ago. "Angie, Rachel, I'm so glad you're here. Did you bring the quilt?" "Of course, the quilt." Rachel slapped her head with her hand. "I left it in the buggy. I will go collect it now." That looked intense.